What's up, YouTube gamers? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic comes with a selection of 49 equipable armor pieces for the body, with one being the base clothing option and 2 disguises, one for the Sith on Taris and an optional one for the Tuskens on Tatooine. 9 of these items are robes donned by the Force-wielding Jedi and Sith enemies, and 4 of these items are restricted to the Yavin Station downloadable content. Many of these items are low-end starting gear, while some armor pieces will make you an untouchable enemy to even the strongest opponents. These body armors vary with a defensive range of 4 at the bottom to the ceiling of an exceptional 14 defense bonus. This defense bonus is not counted as defense against damage, but as an addition to your overall defense score seen on your inventory screen. Defense is what is known as your AC, or armor class, in Dungeons & Dragons, and this defense score determines how hard it is for your opponents to land attacks on you based on the D20 dice roll system implemented in the game. If you are unfamiliar with the D&D dice-based system that KOTOR is implemented on top of, you can check out my previous video which details the mechanics of the game and how your attacks and defenses are determined in the game. Each armor piece has another stat for the maximum dexterity bonus that acts as the ceiling for how much defense you can add to your character through the dexterity attribute bonus. A quick overview for attribute bonus is that every 2 points greater than 10, you will add a +1 to your attribute bonus. This goes for gear adding to these attributes as well. Therefore, a 12 in dexterity will be a +1, a 14 will be a +2, and so on and so forth. Your final defense score is determined with a base 10, plus your armor defense bonus, plus your dexterity bonus. For this video, I will shake up what I had done for previous videos. Instead of the 1500 credit minimum for considering an item special, I will verify the armor has a special class of having a minimum 12 maximum defense bonus considering the max dexterity bonus and the armor bonus of the item itself. This most likely would correlate with cost, but this seems more appropriate when highlighting the armor as a single focus. Also, if you're purchasing an armor that doesn't either have a 12 armor or an insane attribute bonus and it is greater than 1500 credits, don't bother buying it. I'm looking at you, Krath Heavy Armor. 5000 credits for 11 max armor and no other boost? Who do they think they are? I'm a scrub? Who didn't pick up the Achani Fiber armor? Ridiculous. And this shit is only 1/5 of the worth. This game is ridiculous. Anyway, I will be covering only armor that can be purchased, as the previous video in this series focused on all armor equipment that are free. Final note, since there are no purchased robes or light armor fitting the criteria and only 4 in the other categories, I will be including Yavin Station in my evaluation with some insight to a build I think would fit each of them. With that, let's jump right into it. Starting off on Yavin Station is the Light Exoskeleton. The Light Exoskeleton can be bought from Suvam for a base price of a hefty 10,000 credits, available following your first star map gotten on Dantooine. If you have the Persuasion and Feat, you can force Persuade for a 5% discount on all of his items, and if you are a fan of personal torture, you can beat him in 20 games of Pazak for a 20% discount. I can't guarantee the time spent on this will be worth your time, but if you plan to purchase a large set of items from Suvam and the 2 Jedi crystals, then I salute you in your suffering, my friend. The Light Exoskeleton begins with a defense bonus of 6 and a max dexterity bonus of +5. The base armor has an additional +1 to the dexterity and strength attributes. The base armor does not meet the +12 max defense, but after upgrading the armor has a defense bonus of 8 for a total addition of 13 armor. The strength bonus grows to a +2 for a guaranteed +1 to strength attribute bonus. This armor is most likely going to be used for any build with high dexterity, most likely a melee build with high dex due to the +2 strength of the armor. If you put it on a Jedi, then most likely Bastila would benefit from it, else you can see some benefit to Mission or Carth than most outside the main character. Next up also comes from Suvam, available after the first star map. The Baragwin Shadow Armor costs 6,000 credits and has a defense bonus of 7 and a max dexterity bonus of +4 with an additional +4 to the stealth skill. The upgraded armor increases the defense bonus to 9 and the additional stealth to a +8. This armor set is perfect for those going through a critical hit run. Pair this armor with a good stealth field generator, some stun inflicting force powers, and a scoundrel, and you have yourself a one-shot machine. Know that if you plan to use this with your main character, the highest feat bonus to stealth attack is 4, and you will be forced into a Jedi class. At level 4, you can still benefit from a 4 to 24 point increase in damage, but if you use this on Mission, you can see her get a benefit of 9 to 54 damage per hit on a stunned or unaware enemy from behind. The best strategy to maximize damage this way is to get a max level flurry attack and use Master of Force Speed, and you can get 5 hits in a single round with each attack increased by the sneak attack bonus. That gives you an additional range of 20 to 120 damage in a single attacking round, assuming all 5 attacks hit. You are now blessed with this knowledge. Go forth and rock this world with an insane one-shot build. First in the medium armor is the Exar Kuhn's light battlesuit found on Korriban in the Zerga store. And let me just say, it's incredible that such an important character who transitioned from a young Jedi to an insanely powerful Sith Lord who even murdered a Supreme Chancellor has this bland ass piece of armor, and worse, held by the Zerga Corp. It's disgusting. and this is a personal attack on BioWare's decision on this one. The armor has a defense bonus of 9 and a max dexterity bonus of +3, and that's it. I wouldn't recommend to use this piece of armor with the strapping 6,000 credits it will cost you. So for an actually usable armor set, the environmental Bastion armor comes from Suvam, available after the 3rd star map. The armor costs 22,000 credits prior to any reductions. The armor is upgradable starting with a defense bonus of 7 and a max dex bonus of +3. The armor has complete immunity to cold, fire, and sonic damage. Upon upgrading, the armor has a defense bonus of 9, and the armor then adds immunity to mind affecting and poison on top of the other 3 immunities. This armor set is very good defensively, with immunities to cold, fire, sonic, and mind affecting and poison. You can handle any of the Krath that would poison you on their attacks, you can handle any of the Jedi who would try to use mind affecting powers on you, and you can handle any type of environmental damage from cold, fire, and the sonic. Sonic is not as prevalent, but cold and fire would shield you from grenades that some of the Sith use on the Leviathan. This armor is very well done, with a max defense of 12, but there are others out there that I would recommend over this, considering its 22,000 credit cost. Jamoh Hogra's battle armor, one of the best options in the base game in my opinion, can be found on Kashyyyk from Eli Gand for a cost of 10,000 credits. The armor has 11 defense with a max dexterity of +2, the armor has an immunity to critical hits and a +1 to strength. The item is one of the best items in the game that comes as a base armor set, because the mix of a high armor and still having the capability for the +2 dexterity means you can be purchased, equip some of the best gauntlets in the game that will give you a +5 in dexterity. If you plan this early, you can maximize other stats, most likely strength or constitution if you are running a melee build. I used this armor set previously in my double blade playthrough where I restricted the use of Suvam Tan Store, so if you want to see how that fared, go give it a look. And if you're gonna go watch that, after this you might as well subscribe before heading over to watch it. I appreciate you all, you're all special. No, I haven't watched The Acolyte, and/or was amazing. Moving on. For the final medium armor, the heavy exoskeleton is gotten from Suvam Tan for 20,000 credits prior to any reductions and is available after the 3rd star map. The armor is upgradable, starting with a 9 defense bonus and a +2 max dex bonus. The armor comes with a +1 to the constitution and +2 strength attributes. Upon upgrading the armor receives a massive 13 defense bonus with a +3 to constitution and a +3 to strength. Do you now see why I restricted the use of this armor? I mean, this thing garners a guaranteed strength and constitution addition with the potential to gain +2 in both. This will give you a great health, damage, and chance to hit boost from your armor, disregarding any other bonuses from your weapon or base stats. Beyond that, the ceiling of +15 to your armor is the greatest of any piece of body armor in the game, and not even as the most expensive item that Suvam sells. This armor is mainly suited to a heavier strength build than a dex. However, if you plan early for this, you can put 1 to 2 points at character creation into dex and let other gear items bring you to the +2, while you put other character creation and level up attributes into other skills to maximize your strength or points for skills. If you genuinely have a character like Canderous you plan to keep around, or a Jedi you don't want to use force buffs on, this is armor to make anyone powerful. The first of the heavy armor is Jurgan Kalta's power suit, purchased from Mikadoran on Korriban for 15,000 credits. The armor has a base 10 defense bonus with 0 additional dexterity bonus. The armor provides 10 points to reduction to cold, fire, and sonic damage. Upon upgraded, the defense increases to 13 and the damage resistance increases to a 15-point reduction for these. Finally, the armor gains the addition of immunity to mind affecting. As most heavy armor, especially with this one with a 0 dex bonus, this is for a fully decked out strength build. With 13 defense and a lot of resistances, you can survive almost anything, and with a mind affecting immunity, you become the Dark Jedi's nightmare. As you see, there is a similar variation with a little bit more lean towards attack, as this one is strictly for a defensive armor approach to ward all types of damage and force status influence. The last piece of armor can be found on Dantooine from Adam Larp for 15,000 credits. If you want to grab this armor, make sure to grab it prior to getting the 3rd of the 4 planet star maps before you get picked up by the Leviathan. Once this happens, you cannot return to the planet. Cassus Fett's armor has 10 defense with 0 dexterity, as well with a similar 10-point resistance to cold, fire, and sonic. When upgraded, the defense increases to 14, and an addition of +1 to strength is added. This armor has the 1 strength to lean more towards attack instead of resistance to mind immunity and 5 points of extra resistance damage. The armor is available immediately following Terrace. If you make it through Terrace, which you should if you maxed out strength on a character creation and grabbed either the mod armor or the Achani armor, you can purchase this and become a walking tank. I personally would choose the Jurgan Kalta armor set over this for the mind affecting. However, if you decided to use an implant or headgear slot for the immunity, I would lean towards the strength edition. That is going to close out the armor that meets my criteria for this video. If you happen to enjoy this video, drop a like and again subscribe to see more in the future, as I'm beginning to venture into some more KOTOR and very soon KOTOR 2 content. Right now, I'm streaming Elden Ring a lot because I find the game fun and don't whine about the struggles. However, I will also be doing a KOTOR 2 Force Only run, so if you want to watch that, head over to twitch.tv/LoganMan8 and drop a follow there as well. Anyways, I appreciate you for watching this far, and remember, a man is lost without the sauce, but that same man can get lost in the sauce. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.